Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to explore the quirkier side of India's legal system as we delve into the top 7 weird laws you probably didn't know existed. From outdated regulations to peculiar prohibitions, these laws will leave you amazed and perhaps scratching your head. Join us as we unravel the unique and sometimes bizarre legal landscape of India. Number 1. The Indian Telegraph Act of 1885. Our journey begins with a law that dates back to 1885, the Indian Telegraph Act. This archaic regulation prohibits individuals from using telegraphs to knowingly and without reasonable cause send false messages. While the law's intention was to prevent misuse of telegraph communications, it remains an interesting relic from a bygone era. Number 2. The Indian Penal Code's Section 294. Moving on, we encounter Section 294 of the Indian Penal Code, which prohibits any obscene acts, songs, or gestures in public places. While the intention is to maintain public decency, the law's broad wording has led to some interesting interpretations. The enforcement of this law can be subjective, leaving room for unusual situations and debates. Number 3. The Factories Act's Section 66. Our exploration takes us to the Factories Act, where we find Section 66, a law that prohibits workers from standing within 6 feet of any moving part of a factory. While safety measures are essential, the specificity of this law can raise eyebrows. It reminds us that even the most peculiar regulations can find their place in legal frameworks. Number 4. The Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act's Section 377. Continuing our journey, we encounter an unusual provision in the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, Section 377. This law prohibits cruelty to animals by performing tricks in circuses. While the intention is to protect animal welfare, the wording leaves room for interpretation. It sheds light on the evolving understanding and concerns surrounding animal rights. Number 5. The Indian Post Office Act's Section 31. Our next stop is the Indian Post Office Act, specifically Section 31, which makes it an offense to send unsolicited and obscene materials through post. While the intention is to prevent the circulation of offensive content, the subjective nature of these terms raises questions about what qualifies as unsolicited or obscene material. Number 6. The Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act's Section 22. As we delve into the realm of heritage preservation, we encounter Section 22 of the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act. This provision prohibits the altering or defacing of monuments or archaeological sites. While this law is crucial for safeguarding India's cultural heritage, it highlights the delicate balance between preservation and development. This law ensures the protection of India's rich cultural heritage for future generations to appreciate and study. Number 7. The Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act. Our final weird law takes us to the Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act. This legislation prohibits the depiction of women in a derogatory or denigrating manner in advertisements, publications, or any other form of media. While the aim is to protect the dignity of women, the interpretation of what constitutes derogatory can be subjective. It highlights the ongoing conversations surrounding gender representation and the evolving standards of societal norms. And there you have it, the top 7 weird laws from India that you probably didn't know existed. These unusual regulations showcase the diverse legal landscape of the country, ranging from outdated rules to provisions open to interpretation. While some of these laws may raise eyebrows, they reflect the evolution of society and the complexities of governance.